good place to start in creating our UI is with the Navbar, since it's going to be in virtually every page that we have for our app. So we'll head to the Navbar component in our components folder. We'll remove the dummy div that we're returning and uncomment all the imports. So we'll begin by returning an appbar component, which is kind of like a nav component. We'll say the class name is classes.appbar, and the position will be based on the path that we're on. So first of all, we'll need to destructure classes from our props as well as our router. So in our app page, we get access to the router. We pass it down to our navbar. So we can say router.pathname. If it's equal to the home route, we're going to make it a fixed position to follow us down the page, otherwise static to keep it up at the top. Then we'll have a toolbar, and within this toolbar we'll have our main title and home button. So we're going to start with a shared outline icon. We'll add some links later. We're going to make a custom link component called active link to make our links active when we are on the given path. So share outlined will have a class name of classes.icon, and then to the right hand side of this icon we'll have a typography component. It'll be of variant h3, and the component itself, meaning the tags itself, will be h1, so h3 in size but h1 tags, and the class name will be classes.toolbarTitle, and the text here will just be Next Connect. So let's save all that and take a look in the browser to see if this is working correctly. Now this looks huge, but we're actually zoomed in quite a bit. So if we go back to 100%, it looks a little bit better. Actually, let's change the variant to H5. That'd be a bit more appropriate. Okay, good. So now on the right hand side of our toolbar, of our nav bar, we're going to show links to pages. So they'll be to profile if we're authenticated, as well as a sign out button, and if we're unauthenticated, a sign in and sign up link. So first we can destructure from the nav bar the page props, and on our page props we have our auth data, our auth user data. So from the auth data object, just like we did in our last project, we can grab the user, we can destructure it from auth, and we can add some fallback values, some default values of empty objects, so that we can include a ternary and say user._id. If we have a user with a ID, we'll include the auth navigation, which for now will consist of a div and two buttons. So the first button of the text profile, the second one will have the variant outlined. We'll give it some border. This will be our sign out button, which will eventually add an on click to. And for our unauth navigation, we'll have another div and two buttons. First button, sign in. The next one, sign up. So we're currently unauthenticated, but we have two buttons here. If we make this value the opposite, turn user.id to truthy value, we'll see our profile link and our sign out button.